Hello everyone, and welcome to Where the Strange Things Lurk, the Creature's Cave. So today I have something relatively interesting for you all. I have dragons. Real dragons. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly rehouse them, and then we will get onto the main video, which is just a Q&A. So I will rehouse these, I will talk a bit about them, let you know how they're kept, what they're like, and then we'll get on to the video. Right, so I'm just going to go through a little bit about these lizards for you. So these are red-eyed crocodile skinks. They are relatively, well, I say relatively, they are extremely shy. Let's see if I can get a shot of them for you. They're right here. They're hard to spot, but I'll get them situated. They are a very shy species of animal. I won't see them much, just because they like to hide a lot. So, you know, seeing them won't be a common thing. So there they are, the skinky poos. Right, let's try and get one of these out without it doing too much of a runner. Come on. Right. Yeah, it's okay, don't worry. They are quite fast as well, which is kind of annoying. I'll go for you first. See that? Right, this is the smaller one. There you go. So let's try and get a shot of these. Oh, there it goes. So these animals are very shy. They're not going to hang around for long, and they will hide very quickly. So a little information on these animals. They are very shy animals. They're quite fast. They do like to burrow down into the substrate. That's why I've got quite high substrate. They're like very high humidity. They're carnivorous, so they will eat. I think most people will just feed them crickets. These ones are on medium crickets at the moment. They grow to about 8 to 10 inches. They do not give birth to a lot of young. They can only lay one egg at a time. These are a very, very hard creature to get a hold of. It took me a very long time to find one of these, but I was lucky to find two. When I found them, they weren't supposed. Well, it's not a fact of they weren't supposed to be sold, but they were kind of waiting. They weren't advertised because they didn't want the wrong kind of people getting hold of them. I managed to find it. I gave them a load of information about them, how they're kept and whatnot, and they let me have it, well, both of them. I think I paid about 300 for the pair, and hopefully I will be breeding these, so expect some baby dragons. And yeah, let's get onto the Q&A. If you have any questions about these animals, feel free to ask me or comment down any questions. Add me on Facebook or Instagram, because I will be posting a lot of pictures of these animals up. And yeah, let's get on to the Q&A. So time has actually passed quite a bit. Not for you in the video, obviously, but time has actually passed for me because I kind of fell asleep when I shot the skink housing. That was probably at about 4 o'clock in the evening, and it is now 4:30 in the morning. The glories of working nights. So I've got my iPad here, got all the questions on it. So I'm going to start off with the big one. I didn't get all that many questions, but I got a lot of people asking multiple questions, which is good. So I will start off with a few and just go through them. So Hannah asks, favourite game, hiking or running, forest or beach, and animal you want but probably never have. So my favourite game has to be Fallout. I'm probably going to catch a bit of heat for this one, but it probably has to be New Vegas, mainly because it does have a bit more of a value to me, as I did play it a lot when I was younger when it did come out. But there are a lot of other games. It's mostly the DLC for them, because on Fallout 3 I really enjoyed Point Lookout, and then when Fallout 4 came along I enjoyed Far Harbor, and it's kind of those two that really did it for me. But yeah, I enjoy all of the Fallout games. I haven't played the new one because I heard it's absolute trash, but I will probably buy it and play it just to say that I've done it. Hiking or running? I do prefer hiking because I get to enjoy the scenery and I get to have a good look around, and it's calm and it's a good way to relieve a bit of stress and have a bit of a think to yourself. I'm really good at running because that's all I did in the army, was run every single day. So yeah, I'm kind of sick of running now. Forest or beach? I prefer the forest because, again, I can be a stereotypical person who enjoys these kind of animals, and I can go herping and find all these kind of animals, and there's a lot to see. There's a lot to enjoy out in nature. Although a lot of my favourite kind of wildlife is actually sea life. So yeah. But yeah, my answer is forest. There's a lot more I can do in a forest than there is a beach. I'm not one to lay down and just sunbathe. Animal you want but probably never have. It probably have to be a horseshoe crab. I've wanted one for a long time, but I don't think you can actually own them, so I'll have to skip on that one. Sam asks, will you marry me? Of course. I thought this was already established. I thought we were due to get married soon, if anything. To be fair, all he has to do is give me the ring. Because I want to get myself a nice wedding dress. I think I look good in a wedding dress. Michael asks, sit and wipe or stand and wipe? Now this is a good question, because I've actually had a few arguments with people about this before. So I'm going to tell you my answer, and I'm going to tell you why the other answer is wrong. I sit and wipe, because when you're sitting down, all you have to do is lean over, and that'll expose everything for a good clean. But if you stand up, the cheeks close, and you can't get in deep for a nice clean. So I sit and wipe because I'm a normal, non-disgusting person. Chelsea asks, have you now got your dream animal, or is there something else you are after? I did get the crocodile skinks, which are some animals that I was after for a long, long time. But the other one is the Nephiliclephypes, which is the spider that I did a drawing on in a different video. I'll post a picture up of one here, and then I'll post a picture up of my drawing. So yeah, there are still animals that I want to get. Some of the other animals that I want to get, I can only get once I've completed my DWA stuff, which is going to take a long time, so there's still some time on that one. So Sam also responded to the question. He said, me. And Chelsea responded, you're an animal, are you? With a winky face. Which is, Sam is a bit of an animal. But he's a sexy animal at that one. Gar asks, is a new theory of light and matter needed to explain what happens at every high energies and temperatures. God, I've got a job to do. I've got a full-time job. I've got animals. I don't have time to explain this stuff. I don't have time to research it. I don't know. I'm going to say yes because I don't know anything about it. So, answer to your question is yes. Right. On to the next one. So Rachel asks, when you draw, do you look at something and copy it, or do you draw from your mind? Princess Sophie Pink likes to draw, but can only draw from copying images. She thinks your drawing is amazing. Well, thank you, Princess Sophie Pink. This is quite a hard one. This is going to require a lot more time to explain, but I'll try and explain it in a bit of a short manner. Basically, drawing something, whether you draw it, copying it, or draw it from your mind, they are both separate types of art, or styles of art. They're both art nonetheless, but when you draw from your mind, that's a different style of art to copying. So when you look at something and you draw it down on paper, that's essentially just going from a place of more detail. You're trying to transfer the detail using your art. So there's a lot of skill involved in that one. When you're using your mind, that's a lot more creative. So there's a lot more skill in terms of creativity. But honestly, I've been doing art for so long. I do both. There are times where I will draw completely 100% freehand. So I'll start off with a blank piece of paper and some pencils, and I will draw. And there are some times where I will transfer, where I will put paper over a picture and roughly outline it, so I save time in proportioning, because proportioning does take a long time. And then everything else is completely done by me. But there are a lot of methods and there are a lot of things to do when it comes to drawing. But you're the one that talks to me anyway, Rachel. So if you have any questions about anything, just message me, because we're always talking anyway, and I think I need to get you off the whole being a bad influence on me. But the answer to your question in short terms, yes, I do copy things by looking at them and then drawing them. It's the best way to do wildlife art, is to have something to reference. And referencing in, when you're going to do realistic stuff, referencing is a very big part of it, because you need to pick every single piece of detail and draw it down. So I do a mixture of copying and drawing completely from my head. Ellie has a big question for me, so she has about 4 questions, and they're all quite big questions, so I'll read them off and then answer them instead of reading the whole thing and then answering them. So, first question, do you have any hidden talents? I would say being good looking, but that's not really a hidden talent. I can't believe I just said that. Skip that one. But seriously, I think all of my talents are known. I don't really keep anything quiet. I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of everything that I've done. So I don't really keep anything quiet. So all of my talents are known to everyone, I suppose. When you were younger, did you always know you wanted to work with reptiles and insects, or did you have other ideas and inspirations? Or aspirations, should I say. The way I thought when I was younger is similar to the way I think back now. Back now? Let me rephrase that. The way I thought when I was younger is similar to the way I think now. I don't really have any proper ideas. I have an idea of what I would like to do, but ideas always change over time. When I was younger, for some reason I was very aware of the fact that my hobbies and my interests will change, because when I was younger I wanted to be a firefighter, then I wanted to be a police officer, then I wanted to be in the army. I did join the army, and when I was in the army I kind of picked up different things, like all of my hobbies are animals, photography, blah blah blah, and I think from then things just changed, but I kind of stayed on this whole thing of enjoying animals, that I've kind of dug myself deeper into doing things with animals, working with them, making videos on them, keeping a lot of them, and so on and so forth. So short answer to that question, no, but I was interested in animals for a very long time. What is your tattoo? It always makes an appearance in your videos, but what is it, and would you get more? I don't know if you can see it very well on the... Hang on. That's probably easier. It is of a samurai. It is going to be part of a warrior sleeve, kind of like For Honor. So if you've ever played the game For Honor, it's a game about a bunch of different kinds of warriors from different places, like Vikings and barbarians and stuff. So I'm going to have a whole sleeve that's going to come all the way up my arm. It's going to have different warriors like Vikings, barbarians, centurions, and so on and so forth on it. And I do have plans to get a hell of a lot more tattoos. The only problem is I keep finding animals that I want, and then I have no money, because I bought expensive spiders and I bought these skinks, and these animals aren't cheap. Who are your inspirations or idols, and why? So I've never really had any inspiration or idols. I kind of I try and idolize myself, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be like self-righteous and saying that I'm amazing, but if I idolize myself, then I will encourage myself to do better all the time. But I do have one idol and inspiration, and this person is probably the reason I'm doing all that I do now, and that person is David Attenborough. I've met him once. I've gone to Richmond Park a few times and done photography there, but that man is, everything he says I just take as gospel. He is essentially the god of the animal world and nature and everything like that. Everything that I'm interested in terms of animals, nature and so on, is because of him. So essentially I do aspire to be like him, and I would like to meet him again one day. It would be pretty awesome. So yeah, that's all the questions I have again. I'll probably do another Q&A when I have a bit more of a following, and I didn't really give this one much time. I only give it a couple of hours before I actually took all the questions to make the video. So I will end it there. If you would like to see more pictures of animals or talk to me or anything like that, feel free to find me on Facebook or Instagram. I'm always happy to talk about anything. I am going to BTS, for those of you who want to know. So I will be wearing when I get it made, I'm wearing a Hobgoblin t-shirt right now. But I will be getting a shirt made that will have all my crap on it, so you can find me. And yeah, feel free to follow me on Instagram, talk to me on Facebook, add me on Facebook. I'm always happy to talk. I'll be posting a lot of pictures of all my animals up on there as well. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button as always, because you know, if you want to follow me on my adventure of keeping weird animals, then you got to subscribe to find it. Like the video and comment anything you want to comment. It can even be a comment of your favourite food. I might like it too. Snakes being weird. But anyway, yeah, there's always some fancy, fun stuff going on my social media. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.